for this one. This means okay, I'll show you how to catch me. In the hour, we're going to test your attention with 11 more mind games to get inside your brain and show you what's going on in there. What better place to do this than the attention-grabbing city?
What's Disney?
As an illusionist, we take the brain and take all the concepts that people have and use them to turn the world upside down. If you can take their attention to another place willingly, then you've done your job correctly. Now pay close attention to what my friend Apollo is about to show you in my warehouse.
So here we have someone who is a bit of a professional pickpocket who is going to show us how the absence and sidetracking of attention can cause people to not notice certain things.
Notice all the things that have changed since the scene began.
Action!
I'm going to show you something that's not completely legal.
Go! Clear.
While we held your attention on the money, the table turned to a stool.
Go!
Apollo magically got a new hat and handkerchief. And all the posters and cards in the background changed.
Your brain just played a trick on you. We all think we're paying close attention to the world around us. But strange as it may sound, this is just an illusion. Go! Misdirection is an elegant form of attention control. Our brains only allow us to really focus on one thing at a time. So
Our brains allow us to focus on really one thing at a time.
Another mystery can be happening back here.
So, did you miss the 8 things that changed throughout the scene?
Other things.
Don't feel bad if you were
time.
fooled. Since you can't pay attention to everything at once, your brain has to prioritize what's most important. Attention is like mental money, and psychologists like Dan Simons know your brain has to choose carefully where to spend it.
Attention is what we focus on in our visual environment. It allows us to select some aspect of our world to be seen and others to be ignored or filtered out of awareness.
For over 20 years, Simons has been studying the brain's inability to keep track of changes, a concept known as change blindness.
Change blindness is the failure to notice surprisingly large change from one moment to the next. When we look at our world, we take in a far smaller subset of it than we think we do, and that's because attention is limited. We can really only focus attention on one thing at a time, and that thing is what we really process in a lot of detail and become aware of.
At this moment, you may feel like you're taking in everything that's happening in front of you. Your brain runs on just 12 watts of power, less than a third the amount your refrigerator light bulb uses. With such limited energy, your brain is hardwired with countless shortcuts to essentialize the world. Since it can't begin to process everything around you, it's evolved to focus in on what counts. Want to know how it does this? These distinct parts, called the prefrontal cortex and the parietal lobe, act as switching stations for signals from other areas throughout your brain, allowing you to shift your attention from the poker chip to the wall color, to your hands. In some ways, your attention works like a spotlight. A narrow beam provides you with a very detailed image. A broader beam gives you the big picture, but makes it harder to keep track of all facets of the scene. watch Dan closely in this next explanation of how attention works.
Attention acts to amplify your process of perception, to allow you to take.
So he's beginning to talk and say some more, but the glitches in the video have seemed to close the door. Doesn't seem to be working the same or as good now. We'll have to stop this somehow.